Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today we'll be discussing about data cloud and we'll be having a navigation on data cloud. And this is part of Salesforce Marketing Cloud Growth Edition series. If you're watching this video for the first time, just a quick introduction about myself. I'm Aishwarya, working as solution architect in entity data, and I have 7 certificates related to Salesforce. And I'm a 7 times Super Badge recipient and a Trailhead Double Star Ranger. And recently, I did accomplish Agent Force Legend Badge. With that said, here are the social handles where you can reach out to me and connect with me. And if you are having any challenges related to Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud, and Agent Force, you can reach out to me here in these channels. And these are some of the sessions that I have given so far. And not only the sessions, I have also written some blogs as a guest blogger to few sites. And that is what listed over here. And few things are also not listed, which is not recorded. And maybe few study meetups or sessions related to Trailblazer community, which is not recorded, is also part of my contribution to the community. And I'm also actively part of all the community groups where if at all if you are having any questions, you can reach out to me, tagging Marketing Cloud, Data Cloud, or Agent Force. So I am part of all those communications groups, so I'll be able to answer your questions there as well. And upcoming sessions, one of the session here listed is already completed, that is Agent Blazer Challenge Kickoff, Become an Agent Blazer Champion. And one more is upcoming this week, that is Agent Blazer Challenge Kickoff, Become an Agent Blazer Innovator, where we are discussing about how to become an Agent Blazer champion and how to become an Agent Blazer innovator. So stay tuned for the next upcoming sessions where we will be discussing about Agent Blazer Legend also. But as of now, we are covering these two topics. If you are interested, you can go and register for these sessions, and it is on Chennai admin group, and you can check this URL and register for yourself. And as a normal process, I usually start with a quote, and here is the quote for today's session. The capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. By Brian Herbert. What a nice quote this is. The willingness to learn is a choice. Yes. The willingness that you opened this particular video today and you're watching it is your choice, right? Okay, so we are going to cover these topics today, starting with the introduction. Introduction to SFMC stories. If you're coming and watching this video for the first time, if not, you can skip this section. And Marketing Cloud next. What is Marketing Cloud next? A brief idea, and then Marketing Cloud implementation roadmap, and then a quick recap whatever we have covered in the past sessions. And part of today's session, we are going to discuss about data cloud, hyperscale experience engine, and few foundational concepts and key terms. And end of this particular video, you are also going to see the data cloud platform and how it would look like. And we are also going to navigate in the platform and check each and every feature. All right. So first thing here is the introduction. So as I mentioned, this is not introduction to the topic what we are going to discuss today. This is introduction to my brand SFMC Stories. So I founded this SFMC Stories in 2023. Out of interest, I wanted to write some blogs, articles, and I wanted to maintain articles related to Marketing Cloud engagement in one location. So that is when I started SFMC Stories. And today, I'm keeping all the details, like maybe the best practices and some basic features that you need to understand related to Marketing Cloud engagement here in this particular website, that is SFMC Stories. And you can see the link given here in this slide as well. And I have also started giving some information on Marketing Cloud next. So if you are interested, go and check this particular site and you are going to get some information about Marketing Cloud. Some general questions are also captured, and all the basic things, all the basic features related to Marketing Cloud engagement is available here. And yeah, Marketing Cloud next. Maybe Marketing Cloud next is the umbrella term for all the Marketing Cloud future products that is going to come from Salesforce. So why Marketing Cloud next came into picture? Um, Salesforce wanted to bring Marketing Cloud on the core platform. Even though we had account engagement part of core, it was not completely or built natively on Salesforce core platform. So that is where Marketing Cloud Next plays a major role. This is a native product built by Salesforce, and everything is available within the core platform. And no need to navigate elsewhere, or no need to have multiple credentials to log into Marketing Cloud Next. That is one thing. And all the major support, foundational data support is from Data Cloud, part of Marketing Cloud. And you are going to get a few things out of the box available from Data Cloud as well. And that is also part of the license that you are going to purchase. And part of today's session, we are discussing about Growth Edition actually. So that is one such edition related to Marketing Cloud Next. As of today, Salesforce is offering two editions related to Marketing Cloud Next. One is Growth Edition and another one is Advanced Edition. So if you want more details about this, go and check my previous videos where we have covered in detail about uh, these two editions. With that said, we are covering this Marketing Cloud growth series, growth edition, and what are all the things we are going to understand part of the implementation. So we started with setting up marketing tool, and next step what we are doing now is configuring data. Then we do have user assignment, compliance management, channel setup, web tracking, reporting and analytics, people and account scoring, and AI features. So I am going little bit detailed in all my previous videos as well. So please do go and check my previous videos to understand whatever I have covered in the past. In the last two to three sessions, or maybe uh, video series, I'm covering topics related to Data Cloud. So if you're coming here just to understand Data Cloud, yes, you're in the right spot. And it's not necessary that you need to learn Marketing Cloud to start your Data Cloud journey. You can directly jump in and learn Data Cloud on its own. And it's somewhat like a no code, low code kind of tool. So you can very well understand the platform easily. And as I said, we are covering about configuring data, and Data Cloud plays a major role or a foundational role for setting up data in Marketing Cloud, Growth Edition or Advanced Edition. So as you can see, the color codings here, like the bluer versions or the lighter bluer versions are Salesforce related. Everything you're going to do within Salesforce platform. And the purple ones, maybe the web tracking, configuring data, these things are within Data Cloud. And few other things are again combination or hybrid on both Salesforce and Data Cloud, like reporting analytics, people and account scoring, AI features. All right. So recap of what we have done so far. We started with introduction to Salesforce ecosystem. Then we entered into marketing products in Salesforce and how marketing tools are beneficial to the customer. Then we started with Marketing Cloud Growth Edition and how it is different from other marketing products. Then we started with Salesforce in Marketing Cloud, how a marketer can use Salesforce. That is ideally this concept. We had two parts there, part one and part two. And then we started in discussing about Data Cloud for marketers, again, part one and part two. And now we are in the third part where we are going to discuss little more about Data Cloud, understand each and every concept related to Data Cloud, which is beneficial for a marketer. Then we will also understand in the next future sessions on flows, a detailed discussion on flows, and few other functionalities which is required for a marketing cloud next implementation. Okay, so the next one here on the slide is Data Cloud, the hyperscale experience engine. And in the previous session, we did discuss few things about Data Cloud, how it works, and what are all the features available, all those things. Here you can see little bit more information, starting with some OOTB connectors, that is out of the box connectors, and some APIs, SDKs, and MuleSoft connector, and those are the data sources. And you can see first party data source like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Commerce Cloud. Then the cloud storage, if you want to connect to any external cloud storage. Then third party and virtualized data, where you can connect via the out of the box connectors. Then through APIs and SDKs, you can bring in web and mobile application. And again, you can go and connect to some other external application which is not part of the out of the box connectors via API. And these can be considered as batch and streaming processing. Batch are like based on a schedule or based on one time process that is going to run. Streaming is like near real time, within 5 minutes or so you're going to get the data into data cloud. So that is streaming approach. And recently we do have some real time ingestion, real time screening also available. And MuleSoft connector, again, you're going to use data cloud connector approach and bring the data into data cloud. Then the first step here is connecting. So you're going to bring that external platform data into data cloud. And that first step, what we are naming is like connect. And the feature that is going to be used in data cloud is data stream. So data stream will help you in connecting your external system to data cloud. Then we have different things here. DSO is data source object, which is like a virtual table created as soon as you ingest data from some external system or application. And you have batch ingestion, streaming real-time ingestion, zero copy. So a little bit more information about zero copy here. Zero copy is like you are going to store your information in the source system itself. Let's say you're having Snowflake and you have some data already available in Snowflake. You can store it there itself, and you can just route your arrow mark from data cloud to Snowflake to query that data. Okay, so you're not going to actually copy the data from Snowflake into data cloud, or you're not going to ingest it into data cloud, but you're just going to keep a pointer to that data in Snowflake and retrieve that data again, like a query. How you would like to query a data, like that you are going to query it from that external system. So here the benefits of zero copy is like you are going to data cloud is a consumption based model. So whatever you are going to consume, you are going to pay for it. So zero copy will be beneficial for your consumption because you are not going to ingest data directly into data cloud, and it will also reduce duplicates. And again, as I said earlier, it's a cost effective tool. um, and yeah, like instead of wasting some time on the ingestion process and bringing the data, you already have data externally and you're just going to point that particular data. So those are all some of the minimum benefits that I can say about zero copy, but there are a number of benefits. As of now, it is available for few things which is updated here, like Google BigQuery, Snowflake, Databricks, and AWS Redshift. So these are all few systems which can support zero copy as of today, and maybe down the line, down the roadmap, there might be few more applications which is going to come into picture, part of zero copy. And streaming and batch ingestion we already discussed, and real time ingestion is again there is one more additional ingestion process that you can bring in to bring data within milliseconds into data cloud. So that is about connect. And then prepare. So now you have data within data cloud, and you need to bring the objects and the records from the external system. So that is where a DLO comes into picture. That is data lake object. Whatever data you have in your external system, that data, like the metadata of it, is going to be captured within DLO. And here you can see data prep recipes and transforms. So whatever you want to do, like maybe a formula field, if you want to create, you already have some data in your external system. You want to transform the data with some minor changes. You can do it over here in the prepare section. Then we have data spaces. So data space is like a business unit for marketers. So, when you're working for multiple brands, or maybe a single brand working or operating in different region, then you can keep one data space for each region. And each of these things will be connected to data space. When I say each of these things, that is DSO, DLO, DMO, based on the data space which you select, you can keep the respective objects there. And then harmonizing, that is an important or crucial step where you are going to map your data. You already have some source data you brought into data cloud, and you do have a metadata of it. And now you need to map it to the customer 360 data model, which is the foundation data model of data cloud. So you're going to map it to data cloud data model. So that particular process is called as harmonization. And the end result that you're going to get out of that harmonization process would be a DMO, data model object. And then you can also work on real-time unified customer profile. That is when you wanted to connect multiple sources data together and bring one single profile for that particular record, or a single source of truth, as you can see on this picture. Then you are going to rely on identity resolution. That is the process, and you are going to work on DMO, not on the DLO. You are going to work on DMO to bring the output, or to bring an unified profile. And this is a real-time process, as in when you ingest any new record, and that would be automatically processed, and it will act like an upsert, and all the new records will be processed, and you are going to get an output immediately. And we have two sub steps here, matching rules and reconciliation rules. So matching rule will be like a criteria which will help you in bringing up that unified profile. Reconciliation rule will help you in prioritizing your records. When you are having multiple applications, which one should take priority? Or how should I update my unified profile, whether it is based on the recent change, or whether it is based on the source. Those things you can do with reconciliation rule. Then segmentation, analyzing, and predicting. So you already have an unified profile generated in Data Cloud. With that, what you can do, what insight you can bring from that particular record, whether they have created an case, whether they have purchased a product from you, they have viewed a page on the website. All these things you can do with the segmentation and calculated insights. And on top of it, you can also work on AI related predictions. So just remember, these are predictive related things, and you should have prior data to work on predictions. Then, if you wanted to bring some Google Analytics data, Power BI data, even that can be brought into Data Cloud, and you can act upon that data. And then the activation section, like if you want to activate that on the some external system, maybe you wanted to run a flow from the data that is generated out of Data Cloud, or if you want to send out an email from Journey Builder from the data that is generated from Data Cloud, you can very well activate that on Marketing Cloud or within Salesforce. And if you want to export a data like a CSV file, you can do that. And you can, if you want to query the data, you can do that with SQL queries, and you have support for SOQL as well, and REST APIs as well. So yeah, these are the things that is part of Data Cloud overall process. And again, if you want to target this entire final result on some external platform, you can do that as well. That is what listed here on the right hand side. So the application, martech, and ads, all these things, whichever you wanted to activate, you can do that as well. Again, not everything is required. You no need to activate every source or every target system. Whichever is applicable for your requirement, for your business, you can only activate those applications. And this is on top of Hyperforce architecture, and data governance is already captured, so no need to worry about any compliance issues. And trust is the number one value of Salesforce, so not to worry about your data. Then Salesforce platform, whatever we are going to do, part of data cloud, that is within Salesforce. So data cloud is a managed package within Salesforce. Okay, with that said, we'll get into some foundational concepts related to data cloud. So, starting with the data stream will help you in continuous flow of data points generated in real time. It requires immediate processing. So, data stream is just like a connectivity to your external system, whether you are going to bring data from Salesforce, whether you are going to bring data from Marketing Cloud, whether you are going to bring data from website, any ERP system, any point of sale system, everything, whatever it is, you are going to establish a connection, and that connection configuration you are going to do in data stream. Then the ingestion. Again, these are the terminologies that we will definitely use in data cloud and regularly use. Maybe in the initial days it might be difficult for you to remember, but as the days goes on, if you work on data cloud more frequently, these terminologies are very easy to remember. Then ingestion, like the process from which you are bringing in that object data or metadata or the fields records into data cloud, that is ingestion process. And as you can see the statement over here, the process of importing data from various sources into data cloud or storage system. Then harmonization, standardizing and transforming diverse data formats into a consistent structure for unified analysis. So harmonization is nothing but what we saw as harmonize in our previous slide, and bringing that real-time unification profile, right? So that mapping of data is nothing but the harmonization. Then identity resolution and reconciliation rule, which we saw earlier in the previous slide as well, where you are going to use a match rule and a reconciliation rule to bring that unified profile. Then segmentation and activation, the process of dividing a larger data into smaller homogeneous groups. So you can relate this one to data filter in marketing cloud engagement. So how we used to create a data filter with some drag and drop options, we can work on data filter things. Similar to that, here also we can work on DLO, that is data lake object, and data model object, and segment that data. Then activation, the process of deploying segments or data insights into various platforms for targeted engagement. So if I have generated some data from data cloud, and if I wanted to target that into a target system like marketing cloud engagement, then that process is known as activation. Okay, so some key terminologies that you are going to remember, part of data cloud, starting with party. Party is a generic term for any individual or organization represented in the data. Okay, so there might be some terminologies that you are going to learn in the upcoming sessions, like party, individual, party object, individual object, and all the related things. But as of now, just keep in mind party is a generic term that you can refer to when you are talking about an individual or an organization. Then reconciliation rule, which we already discussed, it will be helpful in resolving your discrepancies. Maybe like the priority, source priority, and the last updated thing, which one should take priority. Those type of things you can set with reconciliation rules. And then segments and attributes. So first I'll speak about attributes, and then I'll come back to segmentation. So in the attribute section, you can see three level of attributes. The first level is the attribute itself, which is like the characteristic or properties associated with a data entity or profile. Then the direct attribute, which is like a one-on-one connectivity. with the main attribute, whatever you are going to keep, to the parent attribute, the whatever you are going to connect one on one, that would be your direct attribute. So here it is attributes directly tied to a single entity. So if I'm taking contact as my object, if I wanted to bring email address of that contact, then that is my direct attribute. Then related attribute, attributes linked to an entity via one to many relationship, all purchases by a customer. Okay, so if I'm having a purchase data stored elsewhere, I wanted to bring that data into data cloud, and I wanted to connect that to contact data, right? So that external data or maybe external object data which you are going to connect to contact object, that is nothing but a related attribute. Okay, now moving on to segmentation. In segmentation, you can see segment, segmentation, segments, all these things. So here you can see segment is like a distinct group of customers or entities defined by shared characteristics. Say if I wanted to run a segment where I'm asking like whoever is celebrating their birthday in the month of September, I wanted to view that particular record, then that is again a same characteristic, right? I wanted to see people whoever is celebrating their birthday in September, so that is the common criteria. That is what segment is all about. And segmentation, the process involved in dividing this particular data into smaller set, that is segmentation. Segments is again a plural word for the segment, and that is what you are going to see in data cloud also. That is again a feature within data cloud. Then streaming insight, real-time analytics derived from continuous data stream, enabling immediate decision making. So you're going to get this insight. You will see calculated insight also part of it, where you can run the data, get a output unified profile out of the process, and you can act upon that data. You can add some insights to it. You can check some data related to that particular profile with more details, like maybe as we are bringing data from multiple sources here, you might have a 360 view of that customer through calculated insights and streaming insights. And these are few more key terminologies that you are going to keep in mind while working on data cloud. Structured data. Structured data is a pretty new concept, or maybe not very new, but recently used when you are working on Agent Force or data cloud. You might have come across this terminology. So this is nothing but you can relate this to PDF files, Word documents, image files, where you don't see any rows and columns. When you see a row and column, that is considered as structured data. Your objects, your data extension, list, all these things are structured data. But unstructured data is something which doesn't have rows and columns. Then unstructured data lake object. So when you ingest an unstructured data, like a PDF file, if you upload a PDF file, there will be an UDLO created behind the scenes. So that is nothing but an unstructured data lake object. Then unstructured data model object. Again, this is a conceptual model applied to unstructured data to provide more details for the organization to analyze. And we saw about DLO and DMO. Those DLO, DMO works on structured data, and this UDLO, UDMO works on unstructured data. Then anonymous data. If you are from Pardot or account engagement background, then you know what is anonymous, right? Like visitors. Visitors without any proper identity, they are called as anonymous records. Similarly, here you can identify known and unknown data. Okay, so the known data, as you all know, you have some data related to them, maybe a basic information related to that profile. Anonymous data, you don't have any such information related to that profile. You can identify that records also within data cloud. Then activation and activation target, which we already discussed, the process of deploying segments or data insights to various platforms for targeted engagement. Then activation target is like when you create a segment, and if you want to activate that segment on an external platform, you can make use of activation target and the specific destination or platform where activated data segments are delivered for use. Okay, so with that said, we need to now get into Data Cloud and explore more on the features available in Data Cloud and how it looks like. We are going to check all those things, maybe not in very detailed manner, but on an high level. All right, so here we are uh, in the platform where you can see Data Cloud and how to navigate to Data Cloud. First of all, as soon as you log in into Salesforce, um, your user will be already there because of which you are going to log in. And if you're creating any multiple users, you can create them and share the credentials, and based on which um, they are also going to enter into Salesforce platform. With that, you might not be able to open this application. So you should have the right permission sets. And maybe related to permission sets, you can refer the help articles on on Data Cloud, and which will help you in setting up the right permission sets for Marketing Cloud and Data Cloud. I think we did discuss in the previous sessions also related to this. So based on this, we are going to set up Data Cloud, the initial setup. You're going to assign the right permission set, and whoever is going to have the right permission set and also the license, they will have access to Data Cloud. And from the setup page or wherever you are, you can click on this nine buttons or nine dots, which we call as App Launcher, and in that you can search for Data Cloud. And as soon as you search Data Cloud, you're going to see this particular section or maybe an icon related to Data Cloud. Just click on it and you will land up in this particular home page. And this homepage is where you are going to capture all the information, the recent information, what's happening on a daily basis. That is what captured here in the homepage. And that is actually a quick snapshot of what's happening today. It can be a task, recent events, Einstein insights, anything related to recent events will be available in your home dashboard. Let's say, like, if I take some banking customer as an example, like if a bank marketer logs in and sees 2000 new customer profiles ingested from core banking yesterday, so all these things will be added over here as recent records or recent opportunities which will be available for the marketing team. And as this is on the core platform, this is visible to sales team as well, sales and service team as well. Then coming to data streams, as I told earlier, data stream is where you are going to connect your external platforms, not only marketing, not only sales cloud, sales, service cloud, commerce cloud, any other third party system, whichever you are going to connect data cloud to, that will be brought into data cloud through this particular connectivity via data stream. And you are also going to work on connected apps in Salesforce setup as well to establish this connection. And Data Cloud supports around 250 connectors out of the box, more than 250 as well. So with that, each and every connector will have different setup. So you need to go and check the document to understand each and everything is how different each and everything is. So not everything, every setup is same, and not every application configuration is same. So that will help you in understanding what is data stream, and that is just a channel for connection. Okay. Then behind the scenes, a DSO will be created, and that DSO will be named with your data stream name accordingly. And later, the DSO will be mapped to an object, that is DLO. And this DSO and DLO will be created within some milliseconds of difference. Okay, once DLO is created, that will share the metadata from the source system. And those details you can see over here in the data lake object section. And as I said earlier, these are the metadata of your actual source data. And you can see different type of category and the storage, and whether it is active, inactive, how many records you have, total records, total number of fields, everything you can see over here. And then comes the data model, which is very much important. And if you go back to our initial discussion where we discussed about harmonization, so this is where we are going to have that harmonization, like whatever data lake object you are having, you're going to map that to customer 360 data model. That is the foundational data model related to data cloud. And you're going to map your lead record, contact record, and whatever source data you're going to bring, maybe a purchase data, order history, product data. All these things you're going to connect to your customer 360 data model. And there are different categories as well, like profile category, engagement category, others category. So it depends on the uh, type of data that you are going to bring into data cloud. If it is a customer related data, then that would be a profile record. And if it is an engagement like web views, email visits, email opens, web visits, email clicks, all these things are considered as engagement data. Apart from these two, if there is any other kind of data, then that would be considered as others. Okay, and you also have a data explorer. This is a visualization tool, I would say, where you can go and select the data space. If you remember, data space is like a business unit. If you are having multiple brands, multiple subunits, you can create the data space, and based on your requirement, you can select the object type from the drop down. So here you have four options: data lake object, data model object, calculated insights, and data graphs. So data lake object we already discussed. Data model object is nothing but the object that you are going to create after mapping your data lake object to customer 360 data model. So that is data model object. And calculated insight and data graph we will discuss in few minutes. And maybe I'll select a data lake object here, and whatever we saw in the data lake object section, that list will be available here. Whichever you want to review, you can just click. And in the data lake object or data model object section, you might not see the actual records coming up, but with the help of Data Explorer, you are going to see the actual records. Okay, all of them here are dummy data. So all these are created, and this is again an STO org, a demo org. So all the data, whatever you are seeing, is completely dummy ones. Then identity resolution. So with identity resolution, you are going to create an unified record. Okay, you can see some issues here, some errors here. Don't mind. We are going to discuss more on this in later sessions. So yeah, like identity resolution is where you are going to bring your mapped data, that is a customer 360 data model related data that you already created, and you are going to bring an unification. You are having multiple sources, and each of the sources will be varied with their identifiers. Not every application will have same type of identity or same type of ID match, right? It might not have the data type matching. It might not have the structure of your ID matching. Okay, if I take subscriber ID, contact ID, maybe in some cases subscriber ID and contact ID are same. In many cases it can be different, right? So that differences of data, whatever you are having in multiple systems, that you are going to bring into one system, that is data cloud, and you are going to unify them. Okay, maybe I have done something on LinkedIn, I have done something on Twitter, and I have done something on YouTube. So each of these things will have my unique identifier, and whatever I'm doing on sales side, whatever I'm doing on marketing side, that will also have some unique identifier, like a contact key, like a subscriber key. So all these things will have a different structure of the ID, right? So with identity resolution, and also with data mapping, what we discussed earlier, you are going to bring one single record, and later end of identity resolution, you are going to add some rules to the data, and end result is what you are going to get as an unified profile. You might have multiple records for the same customer, but the end result of identity resolution would be an unique record. That is about identity resolution. And then profile explorer. So here you can go and check the profiles, and explore your profiles which you already have and which you have already ingested. So, like to view the single and unified profile with the demographics, preferences, and behavior, you can use this profile explorer. So this will give 360 profile view, like maybe as I was considering a bank example, maybe the income related, investment portfolio, digital engagement, service cases, everything related to a customer will be available here in Profile Explorer. Then we'll get into calculated insights. Again, here you need to maybe before getting into calculated insight, if you want to check here, you're going to choose the default option. That is the only data space available for this account. On top of it, maybe the unified individual, whatever you have created, that will be on the profile record. So you are going to use that unified individual here, and then select the attribute on which you need to review the data. And you have all the options here. Maybe if I want to check email address, and if I have some value to that email address, I can add it over here, and the related record will come up over here. But as of now, I don't have any records handy, so I might skip this particular option now. Moving on to calculated insights. Calculated insight is going to bring aggregate and KPI related data from the raw data. Like you have already generated an unified profile, and on top of it, if you want to gather little more information about that particular customer, then you are going to fetch the aggregate record on that. So aggregate is like sum, average, those type of things is nothing but an aggregate. So if you want to see the average lifetime value of that customer, you're going to use calculated insight. So that is what we can do with calculated insight, and very much powerful for reporting purpose. And then we have data action target. So data action target is like to configure external system where process data can be sent. Okay, you have processed something, but you want to push the data to an external system. It can be marketing cloud, it can be service cloud, or it can be any other application for that matter. Okay, and then we have data actions, and this data action is like uh, all the actions, maybe based on the customer data changes. If you want to automate the action, um, maybe like an event change. Just an example, not completely related to data cloud, but something every marketer can relate to. Like let's say there is a form submission, and the data is like captured in the database, and after few days maybe there is some changes. Maybe you might have sent out an email and customer will respond back to that email, and you might have gathered their information, and that information may be contradicting with your initial information what you have gathered in the form submission. So that new information will be a new data for that same customer. So you are going to upsert that data, right? So there is a new action that you did, based on which the data got captured. Or one simple example you can think is like maybe an password reset. So if you want to reset your password, an email or maybe an verification code will be generated, and based on which you are going to act upon it and submit the details, and your password, new password can be reset. So this actions, whatever you are going to do to change your customer record, that is data action. Okay, then segments. Segments is like, as I told earlier in the slide discussion also, this is more or less like a data filter based on the data that you're going to generate in your identity resolution. You can actually see segmentation on top of it. You can segment the data and create the records like the records, whichever is aligned with that particular criteria. Those things you can do. And then activation target. So activation target is almost similar to data action. So don't get confused here. There is a slight difference. So maybe in the future sessions we will discuss on that. So activation target will define the destination where segments will be activated. Okay. So data actions that is triggered by a customer event, like any changes happening on the customer data, that will trigger an data action. Data action target, like whatever data you have processed within data cloud, you can make use of data action target and send it to an external system. And activation target is like based on the segment. You have already created a segment and you want to activate that segment on some external system. That is what activation target is all about. So Marketing Cloud is a very good example for activation target. Marketing Cloud engagement supports activation target. Then the final option here is activation. So activation means the execution layer where selected segments are pushed live to destination. It can be Marketing Cloud engagement, it can be sales or any external platforms, whichever we saw in that hyperscale diagram. So whichever you're taking as a target system, you can act upon that. And you can link this to Journey Builder, you can link this to flows, whatever is your use case, you can act on that details. And then you can see the more section, you have data spaces, data transform. Again, data transform is also very powerful, where you can stitch your data as cut, stitch, and everything can be done with data transform. Then reports related to data cloud, then the dashboard again related to data cloud. Then search index, data graph. Again, search index is a concept where you are going to bring the unstructured data, chunk the data, vectorization, everything you can capture or maybe work on in search index section. Then the data graph is like where, again, this is very much useful for a marketer. You can bring in multiple records, multiple objects together, connect them together, and bring one unified profile for each records. So this will be useful in personalizing your emails, personalizing your content, and even for segmentation as well. Then query editor is where you are going to work on SQL queries. And if you know SQL, structured query language, you can work on query editor very well. Instead of doing everything like a drag and drop, you can also do a query on in query editor and generate the output. And there are few more options and maybe few more advanced things also available in data cloud, which we will discuss in the upcoming sessions. Here are the resources related to data cloud. You can check all the related playlist and all the information over here. And I have also added a glossary guide related to data cloud where you can understand the terminologies what we discussed. And there are a lot of terminologies which we haven't covered in this particular discussion. But whatever we discussed, those are the important, very, very important terminologies. But on top of it, you can cover and learn a few more terminologies part of data cloud from this URL. And all the data cloud related things are here, and whoever are the experts that you can follow is also mentioned over here. You can just follow them and you're going to get all the updated information related to data cloud, maybe on the LinkedIn or on X. Okay, thank you for staying back till now. And if you find this particular topic interesting, please do like and share. And this will be continued in the next session. Thank you.